Hello everyone and welcome to the report of week 5 of the year-long spaceholder training. This week we were working in the main room and also in breakout room with this distinction of being a spaceholder is being yourself. It's being yourself in action. And then this question of, well, who is this you that you're being, considering that you have many selves, like many parts that you can dial up, like that you can put, like who's inhabiting this physical form. So, one part is your box, another part is your gremlin, another part is your child ego state. And those have certain purpose, certain ways of seeing the world, certain vocabulary, certain emotionalities. But you also have parts such as your bright principles, your archetypal lineage, your being, your heart, just your grief, or you can also be Gaia. You can be the universe and let those forces speak through you. So it's this question of, and I received a message yesterday from a man called Anne-Chloé, who's part of the year-long spaceholder training, who brought this, really, I love that distinction between building a genuine individual awareness. So when I speak, who speaks? And what he would call this genuine individual awareness is what we would call the adult ego state. So the adult ego state is this part of you when you're anchored into a small now, small here, you're using your feelings, your centered, grounded bubble, first position, sort out, you have your bullshit detector, your tools are on, your resources are on, so that you can navigate life from a place of responsibility instead of survival, a place of living. And that giving you access to the archetypal ego state where the archetypal forces can do their work in the world through you as a space holder. And the only ego state out of the 6 ego state, the only ego state that can be a space holder is the adult ego state, then also giving way to the archetypal ego state. But Aeon was making this distinction between this genuine individual awareness and this genuine group awareness, and which is shifting a group from the sum, like just individuals coming together, to, in my own words, shifting it to a functioning organism. And the organism is this one thing that needs the genuine individual awareness of each part, of each being, like of each person, for it to function. But this organism serves a purpose that is greater than the purpose of each person. And possibility management has really been focusing and specializing in how to build matrix and how to build this inner structure at the individual level, because only I can take responsibility. A group cannot take responsibility. Very simple example is if you say, we're going to do the dishes, nobody's going to do the dishes until somebody says, I start the dishes. So there is no we in responsibility, only I. And that's why there's been a focus on how do I, an individual, this genuine individual awareness, can take responsibility from a place of aliveness, from a place of there's a joy, this ecstasy in being able to inner navigate myself and inner navigate the world. But I think we're getting to a place where, especially in the year-long spaceholder training, there's enough people who have this strength, who have this core of, even when emotion arise, being able to handle them, even when projection arise, being able to notice them, and being able to still be in communication and still be in collaboration when this individuality is shaken or is being moved or is evolving. That we can start having this conversation of how do people move into this this genuine group awareness without falling into the flock, without falling into sheeples, without basically having a group of people who are just being adaptive to either an external person, like an authority figure, or even an external concept or vision. that people actually are able to keep their center, that it's not just a bunch of people being lost into assumptions and expectation, especially belief system, which just creates cult and dogma out of this group mentality. So this organism that I called, and Aeon calls it, this genuine group awareness, is, for me, there's this question, and I will make a star about this, is it still needs a space holder. And how do we demystify this? Like, it needs a main space holder. And how do we demystify this quality of, let's say, a good king, a good queen, this main space holder of a project, as to demystify it out of, this is the most important position, which it is in a hierarchical structure, like in a hierarchical, when the hierarchy is praised as the people on top have power. And so this is sort of I've been thinking and what's going on in the year-long space holder training. This question about being yourself, who are you when you say I am being myself, and then being yourself in a group organism.